and welcome to the Ellen Made Book Club. Today I'm going to pick out what books to read in September. I am really excited to pick out this TBR because September is Shorty September, and so I get to pick out a bunch of short books to read. There are some other ones that I would like to get to as well that are a bit longer, but we'll see what I can fit into the TBR. I did a separate video with the short books that fit the prompts for Shorty September, but I'm not like aiming to read all of those or to fulfill all of the prompts necessarily, but like that's a more in-depth look at the short books that I have to choose from, and I have picked all of those out, so I have them in a little separate pile here, which is why my shelves look a bit sparse. Not sparse, but like there are some holes. But I'm going to be using spinner wheels for the different challenges that I'm participating in as well, and hopefully there's a lot of overlap between like the prompts that I get and the short books that I want to read. I'm gonna choose books for my diversity book bingo, for HRCYED, our fantasy book bingo, a Buzzword reading challenge and the cover challenge, and the read good challenge. I've decided I have completed the Savage prompts. I, had some books that I had read and I just put those onto the challenge and called it a day. I'll go through all that in my reading challenge update video after the end of September, I guess. But let's start with the reading spot, as I usually do. The question is, which best describes you when you were at school? That's an interesting question and very appropriate for September. So the options are teacher's pet, daydreamer, or in detention. All of the above. I think for a lot of years I would be like the teacher's pet. I was pretty good at stuff in school, or like I was like what you would consider a good child. I was quiet and, did my assignments for the most part, and, I enjoyed doing schoolwork. So in that sense, I was the teacher's pet. I was never the kind that was like, I don't know, bringing an apple. Like, I didn't like go out of my way to make the teacher like me. Daydreamer, I think there were probably others that were more daydreamers than I was, but like I can relate. In detention, not a lot, but like that happened, but more like in the later years. I guess I'm gonna go with teacher's pet. Then my next question is, have you ever returned a borrowed book late for the library? Yes, absolutely. Okay, then my prompt is pick 2 books and ask a person or a pet to help choose which to read. That's fun. I was thinking I was gonna do something like where other people choose books for me. So that fits perfectly. Okay, hold on. I've picked out 2 options. One is Offenses by Constance Debré, translated by Jeffrey Zuckerman. And this is based on a true event. It's about a young man who kills an elderly woman over a small amount of money. So that sounds very intriguing to me. And the other one is You Were Never Really Here by Jonathan Ames, which is about a man called Joe who is a former FBI agent and Marine, and he is tasked with saving the daughter of a New York senator. I've sent a picture of both of these to Kat at Curious Cat, and she's going to take a look at them and help me pick one. So I'll let her read what they're about and choose one for me, and while we wait for her answer, let's move on to the diversity book bingo. I have completed a lot of the prompts, but I still have like 10 or so to go, like including some of the ones that I'm reading for in August. I think I'm gonna need to choose 3 books for September, and then we'll see if I get to all of them or not. But yeah, I think it would be good to have 3 options. So I have put the prompts on a spinner wheel, and let's do the first spin. Pronoun. My plan was to put hours on there. I'm not sure. if I want the pressure of putting this on challenges anymore. I still want to read it, but I think that like it's just too much of a thing at this point. So like if I decide to read it, I might just surprise you with a reading vlog of it. I was thinking I might go with They Bloom at Night for this prompt. I had picked this one for the liquid prompt in August, and I still haven't gotten around to reading this. The pronoun prompt can be interpreted as just like having a pronoun in the title, like they, or it can be a story where pronouns are like important somehow, like, you know, for the characters. And I think this one has a bit of both. It has a transgender protagonist, and so pronouns are an aspect of that. And so I'm thinking I might just keep this on the TBR, you know, but I might get to it in August still. I still have a few days to go, so let's see what I have on my list of short books. I could do Your Shadow Half Remains by Sunny Moraine. This is a like post-apocalyptic tale slash horror. Eye contact causes people to spiral into a deadly violent rage. Let's have these as options for now, and if I read this in August, I'll just pick this one. And let's do our second spin. Seasonal. I have had this prompt before. I picked the summer book by Tove Jansson, which I am sort of in the middle of still, but I'm not feeling in the summer mood anymore, like in the same way. I really liked it, but I think I might pick something else. Another summery book might be Machine by Susan Steinberg. Experimental stream of consciousness-ish book about this girl who is, you know, seemingly having it all, and she's out drinking and taking pills, and her family's rich, but then there are, you know, her parents are getting a divorce and her brother is violent, and there's also been an incident where a girl was drowning and no one saved her. I also think that The Butcher of the Forest is a good pick for this. It's still, you know, late summer, beginning of fall in September, and I haven't gotten to this yet in August, and I really want to, and so I figure I might just like pick this one for seasonal. It's sort of, yeah, late summer, early fall. It's a dark fantasy, but they're like in the woods. These are very different vibes. This is summer and this is fall, and then we'll see which one September ends up being, I guess. I'll keep those as options for now, and let's do our third spin. Colorful. Let's see if I can find something on my list of shorties. I mean, Recitative by Toni Morrison is colorful. I think most of my books on here are sort of colorful. Like this one is also very colorful. It's very saturated colors, bright colors. So I think this one would fit too. I do already have a book by this author on my bingo board, but like that doesn't matter. And I also need, for the Read Good challenge, I need to like read a book by an author that I've already read from this year, and so this one could be an option for that. I had picked out Little Rot by Quakey and Messy as an option, or People Person by Candice Carty-Williams. Both of them are very colorful, and I think they are very pretty. This one is also colorful. Tell Them You Lied. Also this one. And this one. I think I might go with this one. Of Cattle and Men by Ana Paula Maya, translated by Zoe Perry. Yeah, let's go with this. Okay, I think Kat has answered me about the book for the reading spa, so let's see what she picked. Okay, so Kat picked Offenses. Definitely sounds super intriguing. So yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. Thank you so much, Kat, for picking a good book for me. Moving on to my other challenges that I am still trying to complete, and like hopefully soon. And I have another wheel with the remaining prompts for those challenges. So let's spin for that. February. Okay, this is to read a book by an Australian author. Have I had this prompt like a million times, or is it just me? None of the short ones. There is a short one that I want to read, which is Thunderhead by Miranda Darling, who I discovered is an Australian author, but I don't have that. So these are my options from my shelf. Stoneyard Devotional by Charlotte Wood, which is literary fiction. Every Version of You by Grace Chan, which is futuristic sci-fi where you upload your mind. Burial Rites by Hannah Kent, which is an Australian author, but the story is set in Iceland. This is historical fiction and it's set in like 1828. So yeah, this one is about a woman who is sentenced to be executed somehow. I also have The Grapevine by Kate Kemp, which is a pretty new release, I think, and this is more like a contemporary mystery thriller literary. Australia 1979, so a little bit historical, but not as much as Burial Rites. The height of summer, and on a quiet suburban cul-de-sac, rumors have begun to swirl. I think it starts out with them sort of cleaning up the blood after something happened. So yeah, this one is intriguing as well. I do think it's between these two. I've had The Grapevine on my TBR recently, like I think maybe in July. I didn't get to it then, but I sort of not regretted that, but I was like, ooh, I wish I had read that. But I feel like this one is more like seasonally atmospheric. Maybe September is early for this. I don't know. Height of summer or Iceland. I don't think I have any historical fiction on my TBR yet, so let's go with Burial Rites and we'll see if I'm in the mood for historical fiction. Yeah, I have a good feeling about this one. Okay, let's do another spin for Buzzword and Read Good challenges. And let's see what we get. This one takes forever. Doors, Keys, Locks. My option from my Shorty September list is Strange Houses by Uketsu. And like this doesn't have pictures of doors like from the front, but it has a floor plan, and so there are lots of doors on this cover, so I think that counts. Other options are The Dream Hotel by Laila Lalami, which is dystopian about this woman who comes home from a trip and she's like apprehended by the police and something, and they say that they have seen her dreams, and so now she's under arrest because they suspect criminal dreams. So that sounds horrifying. I also have The Confession by Jessie Burton. I've read The Miniaturist and The Muse by this author and enjoyed both. I also have The House of Fortune. I'm not sure this one has doors, locks, or keys on it. I don't think so. Yeah, it does have a door. It does have a door like in the corner there. This is the sequel to The Miniaturist, which, yeah, it's been a long time since I read the first book, so I'm just scared that I won't remember the first one well enough. But anyways, my other option is The Darlings of the Asylum by Noel O'Reilly, and this one I've had on my shelves for a long time as well. This is historical fiction about this like mental institution or like lunatic asylum. There's a woman who is sent there, so maybe that's like similar to Burial Rites in tone, but I do think that this one is not as well written, but I'm still intrigued. And this one is a little bit tricky to see, but it does have keys in the sort of wallpaper design. Is it time? Darkly atmospheric psychological thriller, The Oozing Menace. To merriest madness, to escape is impossible. I've said that line like 20 times, I feel like, in videos. My first choice was Strange Houses, but now I'm not sure. I don't think I'm gonna go with Dream Hotel or Confession or House of Fortune. So maybe one of these two. I mean, this one is short. And I was gonna read this maybe in August for the side quest, but maybe I'll just go with the other one. The other option I had for that. Okay, I'm picking a lot of books for September, so I'm gonna go with Strange Houses, I think. Just because it is short and yeah, it's one from my Shorty September list. So I maybe should go with this one. I've just been wanting to read this for so long, and it's definitely like a fall read, I think. I think I'm gonna go with Strange Houses by Uketsu. Yeah, that's my pick. Okay. What else are we doing? Let's do my Our Fantasy bingo board next and spin a wheel with the prompts for that. Vacation spot. Ooh, okay. I have a few different options for this, but I think I'm gonna go with The Hounding by Xenobe Purvis. I have been wanting to read that forever and ever, and it should be on its way to me. I think it was sent like August 4th and it still hasn't arrived, but I'm hoping it does soon, or like in time for September. And yeah, that's definitely one that I want to read as soon as I get my hands on it. So that's the one that I'm going to go with. That's set in England, and it's about these girls who are turning into dogs, or they are suspected of turning into dogs. Something along those lines. I'm very intrigued, and yeah, I want to read it. Let's spin for my second Our Fantasy prompt. Why does it take so long for that little thing to come up? Ooh, small press or self-published. My choice for this. Dive Beyond Eternity by Valeria Salt. Science fiction mystery. So I feel like this would be appropriate for the season as well. It says, what if history were written by the defeated? In the bleak North Sea, historian Sarah Rose discovers a German U-boat housing a Nazi superweapon capable of transporting people through time. After accidentally triggering the device, Sarah travels to the past, where she meets the mysterious Der Meister, a physicist who created the weapon. But when the device falls into the wrong hands, the consequences could be catastrophic. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by this one. I have a lot of like water related things. I'm excited about this one, and I'm really hoping to get to it in September because yeah, it's been a long time coming, and I need to get to this one soon. So I've picked out 8 books so far. Some of them are gonna do double duty, I think. I had planned to do 10 books for my TBR, or like pile of possibilities, but I do want to pick 3 books for HRCYED. So I'm gonna do 3 spins for HRCYED prompts, and we'll pick books, and maybe there will be overlap, and maybe I'll pick 3 more. It is Shorty September, so like I want to get some more short books on here. So yeah, we'll see. Let's do the first HRCYED spin out of 3. And I need to pull up my options. Road trip. Okay. I already have They Bloom at Night for the US road trip prompt, and I don't want to pick another one. I'm just going to spin again. And spin again for the first HRCYED prompt. I want some different ones. Preferably ones that are Shiritori, it said. My next read for Shiritori is Dominion by Addie Citchens, and that is also on its way to me, and I really want to read that like as soon as I get it. I think I'm gonna pick that one. Dominion. Yes. Okay, perfect. I also need to remember there's a side quest prompt that comes up on the 1st of every month, and so there might be like something extra that I need to read for that. But anyways, let's do spin number 2 for HRCYED. Familial. Do I have anything on my short list for familial? I don't think so. Do I have anything in my TBR pile so far? No. I have Mio Min Mio, which is called Mio My Son in English by Astrid Lindgren. This is middle grade. Mother Naked by Glenn James Brown, which is historical fiction set in like the 1400s in the city of Durham, and there's a bard, so this would also work for the Choose Your Party prompt. I also have Sky Daddy by Kate Folk, contemporary, I don't know, unhinged romance. Is that a good description? This is about Linda, who is sexually obsessed with planes, and she has a belief that it's her destiny to marry one of them by dying in a plane crash. I think I'm gonna not pick this one. I don't know if I'm in the mood for this. I don't think so. Am I in the mood for Sky Daddy? I also have Father Alberto and the Flying Girl by Timothy X. Atack. This is about an idealistic new priest who is given a thankless job of returning girls, I think, who are like all deemed insane. So I don't know, maybe that will scratch the itch that I didn't get scratched by the Darlings of the Asylum. I feel like there are some similarities. I know if Caitlin is watching this, she's screaming at me to choose this one. This one just feels more autumnal. This might be fun though. What am I picking for? Oh yeah, familial terms. I'm torn what to choose here because I feel like this one might be fun, but I also think this one is the one that I'm the most like in the mood for, and it's more like seasonally fitting. They both have like a word for father in the title, and they're both like the other prompt on HRCYED that I had picked Sky Daddy for was for the pocket monster, like the flying type, and I mean the flying girl that could also work for the flying pocket monster. This one is said to be hilarious, moving, and delightfully weird. So that sounds really good to me as well. And like, I'm sure the same could be said for this one. Yeah, deliciously weird. What does this one say? Delightfully weird. So like they're very similar and also very, very different. This is medieval Europe and this is like plane obsession. Don't know what to choose. I've had this on my TBR for longer, but like this one is brand new and I'm really excited about it. So I want to pick books that I'm excited about, so that I have a TBR that I'm excited about, and I am excited about this one as well, but like if I wait on this one, then my excitement is gonna get lower. I think I'm in the mood for this one. I'm sorry, Caitlin. I'm still gonna read Sky Daddy at some point, I promise. But I think for this one, I'm gonna choose Father Alberto and the Flying Girl. I feel so bad. Okay, I think we're on to our final spin for the HRCYED reading challenge and for my September TBR, and it would be really good if I could get something short on here. No, so let's do the final spin. Something short, something short. Familial again, no. Animals. I already have a lot of books on my TBR for the animals prompt. The Hounding has dogs on it. Dominion has a snake on it. Of Cattle and Men has a cow on it. I'm gonna pick this one anyway. But I also have another book that I randomly got in the bookstore the other day, which is The Hive by Anna February. And this one has a B, and this is a young adult fantasy murder mystery, and I don't know, it just seems like a fun time to me. Like an easy read. It's not exactly short, it's about 360 pages, but yeah, this is one that I also would just like to maybe jump into while it's like fresh, and I think I need something silly and fun. So I'm gonna go with The Hive by Anna February. This is the first part of a series. I did have the second book in the store, but I didn't get it because I wanted to try the first one first. Justice is merciless in The Hive, a monarchy of tomorrow where young bodyguard Feldspar awaits execution, guilty of being alive when her charge is dead. The girl has one defender, Nico, a royal maverick. Together they have 3 days to prove the impossible. 3 days to question everything Feldspar knows about the world that raised her and discover who the real murderer is. Yeah, I think that sounds like a fun time, and I think it will be a good addition to my TBR, like something different in terms of genre and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with this one for my final choice. Okay, so this is turning out to be a ridiculous TBR, but what else is new? 5 shorties on here at least, and strange houses. I have some horror, some thrillers, some literary fiction, young adult fantasy, sci-fi mystery, young adult horror, historical fiction, which I think is perfect for September, some experimental things, and yeah, I think this is gonna be a fun month of reading. Wish me luck with this TBR. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. A haunting post-apocalyptic apocalyptic. Why is that so difficult to say?